Welcome back, everyone. This is the final video as far as presenting new information for BA 200. It is for Module 5, and Module 5 will deal with complex multi-level business communication messages. So let's go ahead, proceed. We'll talk more about what we mean by complex and multi-level. Well, to date, what you have been dealing with have been what we call single, generally not complex messages. I present you with an event. You develop a strategy. You think about it. You organize your thoughts. You develop a strategy of how to proceed with it, and you create the communication, send it out, and it ends the event. Well, in reality, the business world is not that simple. There are many different situations that may be going on, as well as levels of situations that could be going on. For example, the flowchart I have here presents actually a very simple event that could occur. So we'll call it event A. Now in event A, what we have is possibly 2 or 3 different communication levels that we are actually going to work on. You may be receiving a request where you have to send something to communication A, follow up with communication B, and possibly a communication 3, 4, 5, and so on. Now, for example, looking at communication A1, what you may have is an event B, a situation that you have to follow up with that relates to this overall event. Maybe it's a sub part of the event. So you have to identify the situation, think about it, organize your thoughts, determine the way to communicate it, send out the communication, and then forward it on. Now eventually that could either end the event B, or it could lead to an event C, or a continuation back and forth. Now with communication 2, maybe you send out something very quickly, again on the main event topic, and you're over and done with. Or we can move on to, for example, here, communication AX, which could be one of many other ones, where you could end up having an event C, maybe an event D, and it could end one specific one. So what you need to do is really look at the many different ways things react and are acted upon within an event. Now again, this assumes that you are only sending information. In reality, you won't. To end an event, you will be sending information, receiving information, and possibly going back and forth a number of times until the end of the event. So always keep this in mind. It is not very two-dimensional. It's three-dimensional, multi-dimensional if you wish, and could encompass a number of individuals over a number of communiques over a long period of time. Now, how do we determine complex multi-level communication? Well, first of all, as I mentioned, it's not a single event or necessarily a single topic. During the business day, you will be dealing with multiple events. There may be a number of activities, a number of assignments, a number of tasks that you need to work on a daily basis. Now each of these events could have multi-levels. So in reality, you could be dealing with many complex tasks throughout the day. Now these levels, as far as ways of communication, could include combinations of letters, memoranda, email, reports, texting, possibly other electronic media forms, as well as good old oral communication. Now, for the final assignment for this event or for this course, you'll be focusing on the written, in particular potential of using letters, memos, emails, and possibly texting, though I would probably suggest you would not be using that. So again, letters, memos, and or emails. Now, how do you determine your levels? Well, first of all, you have to analyze the event. You have to look at the overall situation from start to end, where you are at the moment, where you want to be at the end, the conclusion of the event. You have to look at everything you know and account for everything that you currently have available to you. Have you done this? You got to do this. Then you have to determine who are the players. Again, who are those that are directly involved, indirectly involved. People who are directly involved now could be indirectly involved later. Those indirectly involved now could be directly involved later. So again, it is could be potentially very complex. Next, you need to know what actions are needed. Now, actions by who? You, by others, who are the other players. When do these actions have to occur? How are they going to occur? How are you going to communicate the actions and receive back communiques of actions completed? So again, these are very, very complex, could be very, very complex. Now, for the final project, it won't be as complex, but it will certainly give you a taste of all the different levels of determining how to do different levels. Now, how do you determine the forms of communication? Well, again, you need to look and review everything you know to date. What is everything that's in the packet, if you wish, of communique that you've got for the project now? What do you have? What do you need? What do you know? What do you need to know? So on. So again, how are you going to obtain it? Are the communiques, both those you send and those you receive, are they going to be routine, persuasive, negative, tone-wise? Again, are they going to be emails, memos, letters? How? Again, that needs to be determined. How many messages will you need overall? Will 1 be sufficient? Will 10 be sufficient? Again, that's something that needs to be considered. What about the content of each of the messages? What information if you're initiating it, what information do you need to send out or request? What information do you anticipate to receive or be told to do? So again, think of these things thoroughly. What's the method of delivery? Again, we've already talked to these: letters, memos, emails, reports. What was it going to be? Now, who's going to get which messages? How are they going to get them? Why are they going to get them? And when do you plan to have them receive them? Conversely, what messages are you going to get? How are you going to get it? And when are you going to get it? Again, we'll look at the who needs to know versus what would be nice to know for these people. So again, relatively complex. Now, a few final thoughts. First of all, the events that you will be doing in real life may take many paths. Events hypothetically could never end. Okay. It depends. They could be very short, could be a matter of hours, days, weeks, months, maybe years, maybe decades. But the point is, the communique could go on for an extremely long period of time. The event, like I said, could morph into other related events. Maybe an event identifies a problem, an issue, an area that needs to be addressed. You have a new event created. So again, they're not very stagnant in you send something and receive something. Everyone who is involved needs to be kept up to date in one form or another, either through direct communication or through copies or BCCs. Now again, there may be instances where you do not want to include all of the players in a communique for any number of reasons, political or otherwise. So again, these things need to be thought through. Keep the communication process open. Always allow for feedback from the players, those involved, as needed. Again, CCs, BCCs help you with doing this. Keep tabs on the event communication. Make sure that everything is going on. Because you say you need something by, say, November 14th, you may want to send out a reminder on November 12th. Just because people are very busy, things may get derailed, things may get forgotten. So there are things you need to keep tab on this. Again, I think, as I've mentioned many times already, in class as well as in the individual strategy sessions, you are driving the bus here. You have control. You need to be proactive. So if you take and keep control of the event until that point which you are ready to relinquish control and let somebody else do it, perfect. But as always, keep control, keep tabs, keep your thumb on it, make sure everything gets done and done properly and in the way you want it to be completed. That covers it for now, folks. Good luck with the final project. Questions, as always, please let me know. Thanks.